Welcome to the Martial Art to Sale. This is the opening monologue of part 3 of a 3-part series on how to handle objections with powerful rebuttal. Part 3 is where the rubber meets the road. That's where you're either going to make money or not. There's only 2 or 3 things that happens when you're about to ask for the order. So in the opening monologue, what we're going to talk about is the 2 or 3 objections that you might expect in the closing of the sale. One of the ones that usually come up is, I need to think about it. That's one that most people use. To me, it's an excuse, and it's also an indicator that you haven't really persuaded and convinced the consumer or the customer to own what you're offering. The second one is not ready to do it. That's an excuse, because they're either going to want to do it or they're not going to want to do it. And then the third one is, I need to speak to my partner. That sometimes comes up, but like I said in the opening of the sales presentation, if you deal with it in the beginning, that should never ever come up. So before we dig into the topic, let's go to the introduction. Welcome to the Martial Arts of Sale. This is part 3 of a 3-part series on how to deal with objections or handle objections during the sales process. We're going to be talking about part 3, which is the closing of it. This is where you're either going to get the order and they become a customer, or you're going to blow the sale. That's what's going to happen. Before we dig into the topic, if you're watching this on YouTube for the first time, hit the subscription button below. If you like the video, give me a thumbs up, and also do me a favor, share your comments with me. Now, there's typically, in my experience, maybe 1 or 2, sometimes 3 objections when it's time to get the order. Here's what you need to understand. If you did part 1 and 2 correctly, the order should never be a problem. Why? Because at that point, you will have earned the right to ask for the order, but more importantly, the customer or the potential customer is excited about owning your product and services because they understand the solutions to their problem and they understand the benefits to what they're going to receive by purchasing or owning your services. But here's what happens, and here's how you handle it if these objections come. One of the things that comes up is, I need to talk about it, or I need to think about it. Here's how I respond. Mr. Customer, correct me if I'm wrong. You told me and you said that you liked the idea, right? Yes. You told me and mentioned that the idea makes sense, right? Yes. You also mentioned to me that you understand and see the value of my products and services for your business, right? Yes. And you've also mentioned that you're liquid for about X amount of dollars that you're willing to invest in your business, right? Yes. So, Mr. Client, I am not asking you to do anything that you haven't done before or that you don't do every day. Does that make sense? Yes, Paul. So what's your real objection here? Now, at that point, guys, you let them answer and let them tell you what the real objection is. Does that make sense? Never let them get away with that. Because at the end, if you earn the business, you have the right to ask them for the business. Does that make sense? The second objection, not ready to do it. To me, that's the weakest excuse, especially with a service that I offer. Why? Because it's not like buying a house or buying something that's $100,000 where you need an attorney and you need to look at the legalities of it. This is about a service that can help you generate more traffic, get more leads into sales. There's nothing to think about other than that you see the value in that. So when they say I'm not ready to do it, I ask them this question. What's the real objection? Is it 3 reasons why people say no or they're not ready to do it. Number 1 is they really don't understand what I said. That's not the case with you, right, Mr. Klein? You do understand, right? Yeah. The second thing is you are liquid, right? Because you mentioned to me that you have a certain amount of money to invest in your business, right? Yes. So the real reason why you're not ready is because you don't know me, you don't know my company, and we don't have a relationship. Am I correct, Mr. Klein? 9 out of 10 times, people are going to say yes. That's where you want to be. Why? Because you want it for them to buy into you. So now you have to sell yourself a little bit more, which is okay, which is where you want to be. You want it to be about you at that point because you want them to buy into you. The problem is this: if you don't sell yourself in the beginning and you don't show the value that you have and that you're an asset to them, then that's going to be a problem in the end when you're going to ask for the order. I call that the self-wrap. So always keep this in mind. When it's time to ask for the order, understand this: they're used to making those kind of decisions every single day. So never fall into the trap that they're not ready to do it or that they need to think about it. Because if you did your job right from the beginning, that would never be an issue. 80% of the time, you should be able to get the order. Does that make sense? So anyway, I hope this has been helpful. I want to thank all of you for being part of the Martial Arts of Sales. I hope this 3-part series has been helpful to you guys. And I do encourage you to take action on these topics. Again, if you're watching this on YouTube for the first time, hit the subscription button below. If you like the video, give me a thumbs up. And also share your comments and share the video with others. Till we speak again, I say goodbye for now. This is Paul Cruz with the Martial Arts of Sales. Have a very successful day. Bye for now.